ఇండియా టుడే కాన్క్లేవ్ లో కేసీఆర్ మాట్లాడుతున్నారు. ఆ లైవ్ చూద్దాం.
It may be a surprise to people to know we are bigger than West Bengal. We are bigger than Bihar as per the geographical contours are concerned.
In your land area.
Yes.
But your population is much
Population
smaller.
wise also we stand at 12th place in the country. We are not small. I dispute with you. We have been pleading during the course of agitation also to convince people, to convince the then Prime Minister, to convince Srimati Sonia Gandhi and so many others like you. I was arguing there we are not going to be a smaller state. And we proved to be otherwise. We are bigger than any other state in the country in at least 15-16 areas.
So you tell me, what is this Telangana model that you believe is superior to Gujarat? Why is Telangana in your view superior
One
to
day
Gujarat
I was
model?
talking to Arun Puriji over the phone. I have requested him to come down to Hyderabad. I have requested him to come down with some senior journalists so that I can arrange an helicopter for him, so that he can go around Telangana state and see personally what is happening here. We made a stride of identifying the human resource with a different trend. Let me tell you a beautiful story. It was for me to stir up the rural economy. As the other journalist was mentioning, just before you came onto the dais, Hyderabad city being very big, one of the big metros of the country, big metros of the world also, and the state of Telangana. When we incepted, Telangana state used to import about 650 lorry loads of sheep every day. Every day. Sheep used to come from Rajasthan, so many other states in the country. We have designed such a beautiful program, and it is proved to be so successful. We have taken up that particular work in a mission mode and secured a loan of 5,000 crores from the NCDC. Then we started distributing the sheep. People were laughing at me initially. Today I can tell you, successfully we have implemented that program by way of distributing 38 lakh sheep today, and the lambs born to them are another 13 lakhs. Telangana today added 50 lakh sheep population when after the inception of the state. And the sheep is a moving bank. Moving bank. I can say it's a moving bank. Telangana will start exporting meat, processed meat, very well processed meat, to the entire country and to all the foreign countries also. Very shortly we'll start that.
So basically, if Gujarat has the lion, Telangana has the sheep.
No problem.
Right? Okay, that's
Lion or sheep doesn't matter. Only thing who makes the fast buck is the matter.
well said. You know,
It's creating wealth. That really matters, no?
you have an interesting model here, because what I see is
Rajdeep,
in Telangana.
No, let me also
Yes,
mention here.
yes.
At one point in time, I was propagating, because when we incepted, the power situation was very grim. It was really very tough. It was a real challenge for us. But we could overcome the crisis in such a manner. Within 6 months of time, we started supplying 24 hours power for the industry and 10 hours power for the agriculture, 24 hours power supply to the domestic needs. Today, I am proud to say, our installed capacity when we incepted was only 6,000 megawatts of power, out of which 2,800 megawatts was the hydel power, which was not a firm power. Now today the installed capacity of Telangana is about 14,000 megawatts, and very shortly, by the year 2020, the installed power capacity of Telangana is going to be 28,000 megawatts.
Power is a potential big success, but if I were to turn to an area of concern, and it remained a concern even before Telangana was formed, which is irrigation. And essentially you've got a situation where in terms of farm suicides, Mr. Chief Minister, your state is the second highest number of farm suicides in the country after Maharashtra. 2014 we had 898 farm suicides, 2015 1,358. You've had a couple of bad monsoons. The fact is that the farmer of Telangana may not be celebrating as much as possibly those today living in Hyderabad are. Is that a dark area for you at the moment, a blot in a way on your record?
Not at all, because when we incepted, I'll take a little more time here, Rajdeep, because let people know what exactly is happening here. My first priority, you rightly mentioned, the number of suicides by farmers was much more. It was a distress. it was a very painful area where we were suffering. Suicides by farmers was not alone the issue. The weavers were also committing suicides.
Yes.
Because the state, the whole region was under great distress. We thought it's our duty, it's our bounden duty to relieve people from the trauma. And we designed such a welfare bouquet. The pensions we have taken from 2,000 rupees, we call them as Asara pensions, from 200 rupees to 1,000 rupees. For the handicapped people, we pay 1,500 rupees a month. No country pays, no state pays. And the PDS system, the previous governments were giving 4 kg per person. We removed that capita, and 20 kg was the cap for a family. We have removed the cap and we have increased from 4 kg to 6 kg per person. And any number of people are there in the family, they can get the rice. Like this, so many things we have designed. We spend more than any state in the country towards the welfare. It's about 40,000 crores of rupees per annum we spend on subsidization only to bring the society out of the vulnerable situation where the suicides can be stopped, where some constant confidence can be instilled, confidence can be infused. And from there I am now coming to the agriculture. Agriculture also, Telangana is going to become a role model to the country. Yes, I can proudly say that. Now, as far as the irrigation is concerned, Telangana was allotted with water, but that always remained on paper, always remained in the secretariat, in the files, but it was never materialized on the ground. The projects which were envisaged, which were contemplated to flow in Telangana were never completed. And now, we have an allocation of about 1,350 TMC of water in Godavari and Krishna. We started doing wonders in irrigation sector. Recently, the Central Water Commission of India has come down to Hyderabad. They were in a word of praise, such a praise that we have not seen this kind of a work. That was what I was requesting Arunji to come and see Kaleshwaram project, which is a prestigious project. Our mission was to complete the ongoing projects like Devadula, Nettempadu, Kalvakurti, Bhima. We have completed them. Now Palamuru district, Mahabubnagar district, from where the migration was about 15 to 20 lakhs, more than half population was migrating. I am proudly putting it to you today. Now today you can go and see 6.5 lakhs acres is under cultivation, paddy crop is under cultivation in Mahabubnagar district.
So will the farm suicides in your view stop? Will they decline?
It is going to definitely come down. Another thing which I would like to mention to you, with an estimate of 1.5 lakh crores, we have taken up 3 major projects. One Kaleshwaram to take water from Godavari. Another is Palamuru lift irrigation to take water from Krishna. Another one is Sitarama lift irrigation in Khammam district, again drawing water from Godavari. Once these projects are complete, you will see Telangana irrigating about 1 crore acres. 1 crore acres. We will make it a reality by 2020, by end of 2020. By 19 June, water will come, and the field channels, distribution network, all that to complete, that will take 1 more year. By 2020, I welcome you to Telangana, Rajdeep. I will take you. I can show you proudly that Telangana is today irrigating about 1 crore acres. Another one more thing. The supply of fertilizer was erratic. Spurious seeds were rampant. The distress among the farmers, it was there for so many reasons, various reasons. Now we have settled the things. Godown capacity of Telangana was only 4 lakh metric tons. Now we have taken it up to 23 lakh metric tons. Now fertilizer is made available on the right time. Spurious seed is out. We are booking them in Preventive Detention Act. One more thing, one important thing is, we have designed a program which we are going to start from this year. We are going to give investment support to about 71 lakh farmers of the state of Telangana, 8,000 per acre per annum. 8,000 per acre per annum. When I had been to Delhi recently, I met Mr. Rajnath Singh, the Home Minister of the country. I told him, he asked me, भाई साहब आप दे रहे कितने किस्तों में वापस करना है? मैंने कहा वापस देना ही नहीं है, ये किसान के पास ही रह जाएगा. We have designed such a scheme. Another one point which we need to ensure is to ensure the minimum support price to the farmers, for which we have again initiated, we have taken an initiative called Raitu Samanvaya Samiti, which is going to play a vital role for ensuring the MSP to the farming
You know,
community.
when I see you throwing these figures at me, when I see you telling me about these schemes and the timetables, you seem to be part of this new generation of chief ministers who are determined in a way to take their state up and compete with other states. Now, forget about the Gujarat model versus Telangana. That's the lion versus the sheep. Is there also competition, Mr. Chief Minister, somewhere between you and Chandrababu Naidu? Is there somewhere he wants to make Amravati and Andhra the showpiece for the future? You want to make Hyderabad and Telangana the showpiece for the future. Kahin na kahin, is that old rivalry still there? This time for the positive, that you are competing with each other. If he irrigates so much of land, you will irrigate more.
Sorry to dispute once again with you.
No, you are
Why? Because you cannot compare Telangana with Andhra. You cannot compete.
He tells me the other way around. He says, I am
even
starting
today.
a new state. At least K. Chandrasekhar Rao had the benefit of Hyderabad.
Rajdeep, it's not the question of benefit of Hyderabad. What was there in Singapore? Except the human intellectual. What was there? You and I know very well. The world knows very well. Today, what is the price of the Singapore dollar? How they had no land mass, they have no mines, they have no forests, they have nothing except brain. With their brain, where there was nothing, they have created a lot of wealth and they have become a role model under the leadership of Mr. Lee Kuan Yew. That's the best model. And I'm sorry, please do not compare Telangana with Andhra Pradesh. Because we were a surplus state when we were an independent state called Hyderabad. We were pleading all through the agitation that once separated, we will be in the first 2 or 3 or 4 states bouquet. And I am there today, not in the 3-4, but as a number 1 state, as far as our own resources concerned. Yes, it's not my figures, Rajdeep. I am not proclaiming. These are the things declared by Finance Ministry, Government of India.
So no competition between Telangana and Andhra.
Not at all, it cannot be.
You already moved ahead.
Yes, we are much ahead. Not mere ahead, much ahead.
You know, the fact of Hyderabad itself, you know, there was a period where, as I said at the start, there was an uncertainty over its future. Yet every figure now shows Hyderabad on the up. One worrying picture, though, that we had this year was, or in 2017, when there were rains, large parts of Hyderabad, it appeared the infrastructure was unable to cope up with the rains. In that sense, do you see Hyderabad as a showpiece city? You mentioned Singapore. Are you going to make Hyderabad Singapore, or is Amravati, dare I say again, going to be the next Singapore?
I don't want to compare with Gujarat or with Singapore. It is not correct to compare with anybody.
What's your vision for Hyderabad?
See, there is a city called Mumbai. Can I compete with Mumbai?
Yeah, sure.
See, the way competing with somebody else is not desirable. Grow yourself. Do yourself, put up your best effort, try to grow and grow. That is the best positive way of approach.
But what's your vision for Hyderabad? Because there's a fear that urban infrastructure is unable to cope up with the growth of Hyderabad.
Yeah, let me tell you here. Today, Hyderabad is a place where so many international conclaves, conferences take place. It's a beautiful city, as you know it very well. It's a truthful cosmopolitan city. People understand Hyderabad as the miniature of India, because all kinds of food, all kinds of language, all kinds of cultures, it's an amalgamation of, it's a mixture, truthful mixture of Indian culture. Let me tell you here, we have been pleading the destruction of Hyderabad was so much in the integrated state. It was a beautiful city. It had power supply much before Madras had it. Hyderabad was a well-lit city in the year 1915. Madras got power only in the year 1927. 12 years later, Hyderabad had the power. It was such a beautiful city. It had all the airports, telegram, railways, road transport system. It had its own airlines, Deccan Airlines, all that was there. And when there was no underground drainage system in the whole country, Hyderabad had the underground system. The drinking water, power, underground, it was a clean city. In fact, the growth in the integrated city, the growth of Hyderabad was haphazard. All the people who were ruling Andhra Pradesh were never concentrated on Hyderabad. Rather, they contributed for the destruction of the beautiful city. 1,000 lakes, the city was known, city of pearls, city of lakes. The Kuli Qutub Shah, who was the founder of Hyderabad city, उनको किसी ने पूछा कि भाई क्या बना रहे? जन्नत बना रहे. Jannat has another meaning. Jannat has the meaning of garden, public garden. Say, beautiful garden. It was a city of gardens. All that was destructed. All the rainwater drains have been captured, occupied. All that was allowed during the course of Andhra Pradesh. Now recently, when I visited China, I went to the bank. I approached the chairman there. He has promised me to give about 20,000 crores of loan to reconstruct Hyderabad in the desired manner. If we have to make the Hyderabad city as a truthfully global city, we have to invest about 20 to 25,000 crores of rupees to come out of the problems which you have mentioned.
Because my worry is Hyderabad will otherwise become like Bengaluru, a city which is simply collapsing under the weight of the growing population.
We will not allow it to go.
You will not allow that to
We
happen.
will not allow it.
You will allow it to remain the city of the lakes, the city of pearls.
Exactly.
You know, I must ask you this, Mr. Chief Minister, because one of the more contentious decisions that you've taken is 12% reservations that you are giving to Muslims in jobs, in education. This has now gone to the center. Many are saying that this will be struck down in the courts. What prompted you to do that? Is it vote bank politics as is feared when reservations are given for the minorities?
One should understand very fairly here. The tribal population of Telangana, in context of the population of Telangana, is up to 10%. It was counted as 6% in the integrated state. The minority population of Telangana is also to the level of 14%. It is up to the government of India. I have also met the Prime Minister, explained him sufficiently. It's a different dimension, different understanding, different population scenarios in the states of our country. It is up to the government of India to rise, come forward, allow the states to go ahead with the reservations.
You believe every state should have their own independent reservation policy?
Yes, it should be allowed. The larger population like Jharkhand, what is happening there? ST population is very high. If you put an embargo of 50%, how can they do justice to the people there? Today, Telangana, I will say, Rajdeep, the composition of Telangana state today is 90% is SC, ST, minority, BC, and 10% other OCs. How can I satisfy the people here with 50% reservations? Now, it is high time for the government of India to raise up to the level of the expectation of the people of the nation.
You're saying something very controversial,
Yes,
Mr. Chief
it's
Minister.
not controversial. Neither it is controversial, nor it is contentious. I am sorry to say.
You are saying that 50% reservation is not enough as prescribed
Not
by the
at
Supreme.
all, not at all. Not
So
at all.
if I have 90% SC,
It will be doing injustice to the poorer sections of the country, weaker sections. I emphasize this, and we are going to raise a big fight during the next budget session. The same matter, you will see the parliament.
you are treading into very dangerous terrain.
Not
because
at all, not
Tomorrow
at all. It
tomorrow
is not
someone
dangerous.
will say 90% reservations.
People who are not going to fall in my line, they will be in danger, not KCR.
This is not a political move that you are
Not at
making
all,
with one
not
eye
at
on
all.
the elections.
Not at all, sir. And another thing.
You know that the Supreme Court will
Rajdeep-
strike it down, sir.
Rajdeep, please bear with me. This is a very important issue. It's a national level issue. This issue doesn't pertain to one single state. Now today Tamil Nadu implements 69%.
Yes.
Right? How it is allowed? Same southern state, which is my neighboring state. What answer I should give to my people? And today the state of Maharashtra implements 52%. Yes.
But religious-based
Your own
reservations?
state,
Religious-based reservations?
it's neither religion nor caste by. It's economic level.
No, when you say 12% for Muslims, effectively you're
So
saying...
I'm sorry, I never said Muslims, even our bill doesn't mention Muslims. They are socially, economically backward. It is up to the country or a state to raise and understand the things, make a clear vision, and to provide reservations to the people who deserve it.
You made an interesting point. You said that you went and met the Prime Minister
I told him.
on this. How is your relationship with the Prime Minister? The reason I'm asking this is, would you concede that Sonia Gandhi and the Congress gave you Telangana? You then chose to go on your own just before the elections. And now that Mr. Modi is in power at the center, you built an equation with him. You've learned the good Hyderabadi way of doing business. Modi ke saath bhi business, And when you had to do it, you did it with Sonia Gandhi as well. KCR has kept everyone happy at the right time, and now you moved on your own.
See, the thing is, if I don't do business the required way, I am illogical. I have to be logical, you know. My interest is my state. My interests are my people. Neither it is silly politics or any other thing. People may understand in a different issue. See, and any chief minister in the country has to maintain a constitutional relation with the government of India. State and center, there has to be a cordial constitutional relation. We are maintaining that. We are positively maintaining that. Whether Modi is going to reciprocate or not, it is up to him. It is up to him.
Are you equidistant from both the Congress and the BJP? Because
Yes, we are an equal distance.
When Amit Shah came to Hyderabad a few months ago, he said that we are going to make an attempt to build the BJP and form a state government one day in Telangana.
Let
The
them make
Congress is the one that attacks you the most for alleged corruption. I'm trying to understand. Where will KCR be in this?
Rajdeep, the problem is attacking, alleging corrupt practice and all that has become a fashion to the Congress party. People know in the state who was corrupt and who is non-corrupt. It is in the experience of the people. मैं आपको एक बात साफ बताना चाहूंगा.
Sir.
I was propagating during the TS IPAS of Telangana. People were unable to believe. I said, with full strength, with full confidence, I said, there are single windows elsewhere in the country, elsewhere in the world, but they are with grills. The single window offered by Telangana is without grills, and we proved it. We have accorded clearances, permissions, allocations, allotments, everything required within 15 days as promised by the state government. Within 15 days. 5,000 such industries have got the clearances and 2,000 have come to production. Rest are in the process. They will come to production very soon without paying a single naya paisa to anybody, neither to private not to the officers.
But you are happy with this situation of Ekla Chalore. You will not go along with the BJP. Congress will remain your main opposition in Telangana, and the TRS will build itself independently of the Congress and the BJP. No question of aligning with anyone. In the past, you've been part of the UPA and the part of the NDA. Is that chapter over now?
See, the question is, we are independent, we would like to be independent, and we don't see any requirement for us to go with anybody. Anybody may come with us, but we don't want to go with anybody. We have no such requirement.
You know, you've done remarkable work, as I said, in improving business confidence, in IT, in irrigation now, in power. Why then, Chief Minister, do you still believe so much in Vastu? I must ask you this, because there is this big, whenever I've come to Hyderabad, I've read these reports that the Chief Minister wants to shift the Secretariat because the Vastu of the old Secretariat is bad. And you're going to spend 100 crore plus on a new Secretariat. If everything is going so well, why believe in Vastu?
It is not 100 crores, Rajdeep, let me correct. It is about 250 crores to be spent to build a new Secretariat. Number one is, if you want, I can take you to the Secretariat. How zigzag it is, how bad it is. It's on a 25 acres of ground, which is not in the correct line. Some foreign delegates which came to me, one Mr. Velu, is a Malaysian minister, very senior most minister, he told on my face, Mr. Rao, why don't you sell off this land and build a new capital city like Putrajaya in Malaysia? I said, हमारा देश बड़ा sentimental होता भाई, वो कहेंगे कि मुख्यमंत्री ने सेक्रेटरी भेज दिया, तो इसीलिए हम नहीं भेज सकते. I said, I will do my best to construct a beautiful new secretariat. And Rajiv, let me tell you one thing. Number one, as we propagated during the course of agitation, we proved to be right that we are not a poor state, but we are a rich state. And I'm sure that we will become the richest state of the country very soon. I'm very confident. And a state of this stature should have a beautiful secretariat, excellent secretariat, with all conveniences, with all modern equipments, with all communicative areas, everything should be there.
Many of your critics say Secretariat ki kya zarurat hai? You only have to go to the Chief Minister's house. That is where all the work is done.
It's not my house, it's my official residence.
You built an even more opulent, beautiful residence with a 5 crore vanity van. The Chief Minister is living life he's the new Nizam of Hyderabad. You
No,
are the
not
new
at all.
Nizam of Hyderabad.
If some fools understand like that, I can't help it. But the thing is, the building complex which I have constructed is called Pragati Bhavan,
Yes.
in which I have a residence, I have an office, I have a beautiful hall to interact with people, with so many stakeholders, so many groups, social groups, NGOs. It's a complex of buildings. It's not mere residence of the Chief Minister. And it is not the residence of Mr. KCR. It is the resident of the proud state of Telangana, proud of the state. It's the place of the Chief Minister. It will be there at least for 100 years. So many Chief Ministers will come after KCR. It's not KCR alone is not going to live there.
You know, you mentioned on more than one occasion today the notion of Telangana pride and the emotional outburst. And I saw it when I came in those years as you were agitating your fast unto death and other moments where there was this emotional upsurge. There are still those who will say that once the state was formed, the emotions have been replaced by traditional politics. And one of the criticisms is that what was Telangana pride is now family pride. Your daughter is an MP, your son is a minister, your nephew is a minister. And this is one KCR and family and sons, which now, family, sons and daughters, that runs Telangana.
Rajdeep, it is not right now. It was one KCR and his son, his family was also leading the agitation. Facing so many police cases, arrests, going to jail, we were on the streets. The whole state knows it. And those children of KCR were elected by the people. I never nominated them to any post. They were elected as MPs, MLAs, not once, twice, thrice, like that. It's a test to go through, you know. It's people's will, people's mandate.
No, my friend here, Keshav Rao, is here from the TRS. Is the TRS a party of people from who come from different walks of life, or is the TRS become, like many regional parties, Mr. KCR, a party of the family? This is a criticism that is often made of regional parties. You come to power on regional pride, become a family party.
Rajdeep, let me tell you, my family is Telangana. First of all, one has to accept that.
Your family is Telangana?
Yes, every Telangana is part of my family, definitely. And the way we are winning the elections, all by elections, which came across in the last 3.5 years, we were winning with a very, very exemplary.
Without
margins.
EVM support. You don't even need EVM support here, right? When everybody.
It's a different story altogether.
This is the one state where no one has raised the issue of EVMs. You keep winning elections. What is the form? You know, I've gone through over the last 3 years, municipal election, district elections. You seem to be winning every election. Has that made you super confident? I sense in you today, sir, a confidence that I never even saw when you were a minister at the center.
See, any political leader or any political party will only become confident with the support of the people. It's the will of the people. Election is definitely will of the people, you know. It definitely reflects. Recently, there were elections to some panchayat by-elections recently, which the TRS party swept away.
Do you have no ambitions then beyond Telangana? Are you so happy now here that you rarely come to Delhi? We rarely see you. You rarely interact with the media. This is probably your first interaction that you've done with the media since you came to power. It almost seems that this is your comfort zone. Have you decided that your ambition is to build a strong Telangana?
Rajdeep, this is...
And not move to Delhi. No Delhi ambitions. You used to treat us to such lovely Telangana food when you were there in Delhi. Even that we miss.
And I definitely feel sorry for that. I will shortly make it in Delhi. As a matter of fact, I'm due to host a very good dinner with a Telangana flavor, which I hosted during the course of agitation when I was minister there.
That's right.
I'm going to definitely host and I will definitely invite you. The thing is...
Extremely spicy.
My emotions are, extremely spicy, as Telangana is. Because you know the taste of the biryani of Hyderabad, how delicious it is. Though it is spicy, it is very delicious. Even Bill Clinton, when he came, he was asking for more and more for Hyderabad biryani. Any American president or anybody, they relish more with Hyderabad biryani. So now, my field of action is Telangana. My emotions are linked here. And still we have to make so many things here. So I have no interest in Delhi. We will be independent. We will be here. We are comfortable here. My only aim is to make Telangana the #1 state in the country.
Is that therefore, in conclusion, you think the ways the future of this country should be seen? That every state and every chief minister at one level competes with each other, takes pride in the fact that my state is moving ahead, is becoming number one. India cannot be run from Delhi. The BJP, remember, sir, is in power in 20 states. Are we saying that India cannot be run from Delhi, that the real energies of India today are in the state capitals, in the state chief ministers? If there were businessmen today watching this conclave, they should think, rather than go to Delhi to try and get things done, come to state capitals. That is where India's energies are.
If somebody accepts, somebody doesn't accept, it's a fact that India lives in the states. Let us not forget it. It's a federal structure which has been clearly defined in the Constitution of India. The federal structure will have its own fashion. It should continue.
Because now we have a chief minister who's prime minister. So maybe even Narendra Modi has benefited from the fact that he was chief minister of Gujarat for 12 years before he became prime
I
minister.
definitely appreciate Mr. Modi for one thing. He has improved the tax allocation, which was 30%. He has taken it up to level of 42%. I appreciate him at that point. He also gave a slogan, cooperative federalism. When he formulated Niti Aayog, of which I am also a part, he very clearly said, he made, I think, not less than 1 hour speech, in which he was telling very clearly, भाई स्कूल आपको चलानी है, दवाखाना आपको चलानी है, फलानी चीज करनी है, तो सारे चीज आपको ही करने हैं, दिल्ली से हमें क्या मतलब है? That is the right, true spirit. But he has to strictly implement it.
Is he implementing it? Is there cooperative federalism in this country?
He is partially implementing it. He is yet to implement it fully.
He's yet to implement it fully. What would your message be to Prime Minister Modi, who may be watching you today?
Let him watch. I will be very happy. I have given a positive message. It will certainly help him. He has to take it in a positive manner.
Now, what is the cooperative federalism bit that you would like him to implement that you believe he's not implementing at the
He
moment?
should devolve more funds to the states, devolve more powers to the states. That should be the slogan of the day. Unless you make the state powerful, you will never be powerful. I mentioned initially that wealth of any state in the country should be considered the wealth of the nation. Curtailing any state, it is curtailing the growth of the nation. Let the nation do not forget it. देखिए एक बार when I was Minister Rajdeep in Delhi, there was a big tsunami in Tamil Nadu. As a Union Labour Minister, I have sent 300 doctors on barfoot basis, using my own discretion. After that, I informed the Prime Minister and he patted me. Dr. Manmohan Singh patted me, you did a good work. See, when you are a part of a big economy, some parts may be growing faster, some parts may be with slow pace. So the wealth should be distributed equally, but the center should allow the growing states to grow further, produce more wealth. That becomes the national wealth ultimately.
I think you put it beautifully, Mr. Chief Minister. The future of this country lies in appreciating the mosaic of states which we are part of. A true cooperative federalism is the way forward. And South India's newest state and one of the youngest states in the country has proven what you can do if you have the will. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to ask you to give a big hand to the Chief Minister of Telangana. We just about have time for a couple of questions. If there are people out there, the Chief Minister is more than willing to take a couple of questions. Let's, if you have a question, yes, out there, just give the mic there. Yes.
Really, it's a great interaction between Rajdeep Desai and the Chief Minister. I'm proud to say that the youngest state in India is Telangana. When he became a Chief Minister, he did a wonderful job. What he promises, delivers it. And the most important thing, I want one request. All the NRIs, those who are in Gulf, we need a support from you once they come back over here. What you are going to give them, at least a piece of land or a small investment where they can survive their life. Because when they are in the Gulf, they don't have any immigration like the states when they have the green card. So when they come back after spending years, so they need some pension over here.
Basically, he wants a Pravasi Telangana Divas.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
I understood it very well. He is only trying to explain the problems faced by the NRIs of the Gulf.
Yes.
We have NRIs in US, Europe, and so many parts of the globe. They are not facing similar problems as the Gulf
Yes.
they are facing. We are sympathetic. The NRI policy is under preparation. Dr. Keshav Rao is also looking into that. I think shortly we will come up with a positive policy to help the NRIs who are the sufferers in the Gulf.
I'm afraid we've run completely out of time. Okay, the gentleman here, one last question. You've picked up the mic. I can't stop you. Okay.
చంద్రశేఖరరావు గారు నమస్కారం. మీకంటే ఒక 6 ఏళ్ళు పెద్దవాడిని నేను. 69 యాజిటేషన్లో జైల్లో ఉన్నాను. కాళోజీ నారాయణరావు గారితో భుజం కలిసి తిరిగినాను. మీరు యాజిటేషన్ నడిచేటప్పుడు కూడా మీతో డైరెక్ట్ కాకుండా ఇండైరెక్ట్గా సహకరించిన వ్యక్తిని నేను. నరంలో వచ్చి తెలంగాణ జీర్ణించుకున్నవాడిని. ఒకటే కేటీఆర్ను ఒకసారి తెలంగాణ డెవలప్మెంట్ ఫోరంలో కూర్చున్నప్పుడు అడిగినాను. 69లో జైల్లో ఉన్న వ్యక్తులను నిస్వార్థంగా తమ బతుకులను తెల్లవార చేసిన వాళ్ళను ఒక్కసారి ఒక స్టేజ్ మీదకి తీసుకొచ్చి గౌరవించండి. తామలపత్రాలు అవసరం లేదు, మాకు పెన్షన్ అవసరం లేదు, ఇంతవరకు అది జరగలేదు. నా పేరు ప్రతాప్ రెడ్డి. నాకు చంద్రబాబు నాయుడు వైస్ ఛాన్సలర్ లేకపోతే తనిత బయటికి వచ్చి పరపలబడ్డా. ధృవ కాలేజ్ ఆఫ్ మేనేజ్మెంట్ని పెట్టుకున్నా, హాయిగా ఉన్నా. కానీ నాకు కావాల్సింది ఏంటంటే 69లో కష్టపడ్డోళ్ళు నిస్వార్థంగా జైల్లో పోయిన వాళ్ళు గుర్తింపు
to facilitate the 69
You have to
agitators.
translate it for me.
Yeah, I'll translate. ప్రతాప్ రెడ్డి గారు తప్పకుండా
వాళ్ళు ఇంగ్లీష్లో అడుగుతున్నారండి. మీ అంత ఇంగ్లీష్ నాకు రాదు, మీ అంత తెలుగు అసలు రాదు. కానీ ఐఎమ్ కంఫర్టబుల్ ఇన్ ఇంగ్లీష్ టు. I was incarcerated in 1969 Telangana agitation, and I'm ahead of you by 6-7 years. I'm 75, and I rubbed shoulders with likes of Kaloji Narayan Rao Garu, and I heard you and I appreciated your approach, non-partisan approach compared to Chennareddy also.
What's your question, sir?
Chennareddy చక్కగా చేసిందండి.
Sir, what's your question?
మీరు ఏం చేసిందంటే 69 agitation, those who have fought without any hesitation, without any reservation, without any partisan approach, why don't you bring them on a platform and say hello?
ప్రతాప్ రెడ్డి గారు 69 యాజిటేటర్స్ గురించి మేము చాలా వివరాలు తెప్పించినాం. దాదాపు ఇప్పటికి ఒక 55 మందికి కొంత సహాయం కూడా చేసినాం. తప్పకుండా మన అమరవీరుల స్తూపాన్ని జలదృశ్యం పక్కన చాలా పెద్ద ఎత్తున కడతా ఉన్నాం. ఆ సందర్భాన్ని పురస్కరించుకొని మేము సన్మానించుకోవాలి, గౌరవించుకోవాలనేటువంటి సదుద్దేశంతో ఉన్నాం. షార్ట్ పీరియడ్లో తప్పకుండా జరుగుతుందండి, డెఫినెట్లీ.
Basically, he's saying you need to celebrate in a way all those who spent their lives fighting, I presume, for the state of Telangana.
Certainly, it is our duty. It's our duty because they are our ancestors who really fought for Telangana.
Well, you were part of that fight right from the beginning. You've seen the fight for Telangana over several decades. Today, you are presiding over the fortunes of this new, young, forward-looking state. Ladies and gentlemen, for one last time, please give a big hand to K. Chandrasekhar Rao, the Chief Minister of Telangana.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Rajdeep.
Thank you so much, sir. I'll request you to kindly stay on stage, and with the blessings and well-wishing of the people of the state of Telangana, may the state continue to shine and flourish. Please may I call on stage Sudhakar Rao, who's the director for ICFI Group, and Vijay Agarwal, CMD for Salarpuria Sattva Group, to kindly come on stage and felicitate our esteemed guest for the second edition of the India Today Conclave. Ladies and gentlemen, let's put our hands once again together for the Chief Minister of Telangana, K. Chandrasekhar Rao.